Welcome to On the Block, the best Big Brother podcast in the world. I am your host, Dylan Murray, and I am joined by my beloved co host, Scott Edwards. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. The challenge was announced this week. My baseball team's doing good. Oh, and Big Brother's pretty cool too.
Yeah. The challenge scares me. All those people, they give me very unsettling vibes, and I know half of them, but they still, I don't know. It's just something about it. It's very intimidating. I'm a soft boy at heart. That stuff's kind of scary.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
but nowhere near as scary as the cutthroat evil people in the Big Brother house. We have gotten through 1 week of Big
Ooh,
Brother,
baby, have we?
and what a week it's been. We left off last week the spoiler section. If you checked it out, we did talk about D coming into the house and all of that, but we didn't talk about, and we did know this when we recorded, but we were it wasn't officially announced, so we were kind of excited. What we didn't talk about was that Dee did win the HOH, and we'll talk about her reign as HOH week one. And at the end of the show, we'll talk about who the new HOH is and one key development that has happened post the Thursday episode. That's going to be in the spoiler section. So if you, we'll have full transparency when we get there. Make sure you don't get spoiled if you're one of those TV viewers. Um, we won't be diving too much into that until then, so you are safe, although it is live feed, so it's like on nature of the beast. Like if you're consuming Big Brother media online, you gotta like kind of be scared of live feed spoilers because they're not really spoilers. And that was a whole like thing this week. I think Taylor Hale was talking about everybody has to shut up about spoilers because that's not a thing. And she's kind of got a point, but we are kind and polite, and we will save the spoiler section for the end of the show. But everything else is fair game. Excited to talk about it. Uh, uh, any other things to say before we dive right into week one?
I have changed my opinion on about 10 people
Yeah,
12 different times. So it's gonna be fun to talk about them. Obviously, last week we gave our first impressions, which like I think my impressions on some have changed, some have been confirmed. And I'm excited to kind of look it over. We also have like later we'll go over, we'll give our team updates and such. Um, woof.
man.
That's all I'll say. Uh,
Yeah, it's funny
Tough
because like
start
to be fair for me especially, but to be fair, um, 10 people, it's always going to be tough. Like I think we
for
picked enough.
sure.
Like if we picked 4 people, if we each picked 3 people, we'd be like, eh, not too bad.
Yeah, but
But
there were
because we
7
picked
people that
5,
we didn't pick, so like
this is
there was
true.
still room for them to not send home one of our people.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think positioning wise, like
Yeah, I feel good about some of it.
positioning wise, the people I think are the best positioned this week, or have put themselves in the best position, are on our teams.
I also
So
think someone that's put themselves in the worst positions on your team. So,
yeah, yeah, we'll get to that.
anyways, let's talk about the week.
Oh yeah. Oh, how do you remove it? Oh, that's how you. There you go. D, our beloved D from Survivor 45 and Survivor 50 and the challenge New Threats. Is that what the season was called? Something like that.
I believe so.
Um yeah, D has arrived on the scene and she won the first HOH, which was like kind of crazy. Like she legit did not even like say hi. If you don't
Yep.
watch Unlocked, she just showed up. Like she just won.
Yeah.
Like she was just there. Which I thought was kind of funny because my mom does not watch Unlocked. I caught like the end of it, so I knew what was going on, but my mom doesn't. She's like, "What is happening? What? How did we get here?"
Yeah, the way
Um,
they transitioned to the Sunday show was kind of crazy.
Very, very. But immediately off to a big start for D. She won the HOH. It was a puzzle game where 4 fellow house guests had to hold the puzzle up in place as she built the puzzle. Um, that kind of matters because one of her teammates, one of the people who helped her, was Yash. And that will play into a development a little bit later in the week. Because yeah, at the end of the puzzle, she said, "We're all safe this week. Let's go, guys!" And then she won, and so she became the first HOH of the summer. Obviously, being first HOH of the summer is a mighty task. It could kill you or set you up for success long term. I think for D, it definitely didn't fuck her up. In fact, kind of shockingly so. Like, I feel like when you walk in as a winner of a strategic reality show, you should have the biggest target on your back. But D has done a great job of maintaining a lower threat level despite being the first person to draw blood, being the first winner of a competition. Um, she, like being clearly a threat. She's done a great job of keeping her threat level low, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Because she's been making some big money moves. So she's obviously been the main character of the week so far, and I've been a fan of what we've seen from her. How about you?
I'd argue she's just the main character of the show. No, I think she did well considering she's coming from the world of Survivor, the world of Challenger, two different very different worlds, mind you. You
Mm,
know, a lot of this is having to sit around and talk and strategize, but I think she probably did the best she could of setting herself up. I mean, we'll talk about it throughout this, but she had 2, big groups for herself, 2 alliances ready to go. She locked in, pretty much on a it's not called the final 2 because they're not Big Brother players, but essential duo, with Devons that, I think everyone was kinda hoping for when it was rumored these 2 were gonna be on it.
mm.
And to me, I think she kind of there were some moves she could have probably saved herself with, like the Yasha aspect of it. But for your first week in a game that's very different from the previous 2 you played, I don't think you could have asked for much more from her. Um, it'll be interesting to see her not in power because, like,
Yeah,
a unique thing about D is that she kinda feels like she always is in power in a way, like, she kinda
she
just,
always
like,
has
leads.
a certain
Yeah,
domineering.
she's like a natural leader type, so, like, it's gonna be weird watching this week and she's just, like, one of the house because like you said, she literally walked into the game and became HOH. So, we didn't really see we even get, like, a second of, like, "Oh, D's just a house guest." Like, no, it felt like D was running the
The
game
second
and
she
everyone else was
stepped
playing.
inside of the house,
Yeah,
she
she
was
was HOH.
HOH. Yeah,
Exactly. So, I think that's gonna be an interesting aspect, moving forward, but I enjoyed her reign. Um, you know, I think she created a lot of good game talk overall as
yeah.
well. She's actually way better at the game talk than I even expected as someone who's watched her previously. Like I thought she whether you live feeds or the TV show itself, I thought she did a good job of kind of being being in a spot where no one was that upset with her when the week was over besides people that were nominated. And even so, like,
Even then, Taylor didn't
Taylor
seem
didn't
particularly
care.
upset with
Right.
her.
So, like,
Um,
that's
they're on,
pretty
you know,
impressive.
they aren't like buddies, but like Taylor wasn't particularly upset. Yeah, I will say I'm not a huge still to this day. Not a huge live feed watcher, but I love to get the recaps and like see things on my TikTok. The debriefs I've been a big fan of. I think she's immediately like the most interesting cam talk player of the year. No offense, Barrett, because those are pretty much the only two that do it regularly. Um, but yeah, I've really appreciated like hearing her like kind of just like talk, like strategize out loud. Maybe a little bit too loud because she's from Miami, but I've really appreciated just kind of like hearing how her thoughts are going alone, right? Because obviously the confessionals nowadays aren't really confessionals. Um, so you kind of need those like 10 minutes of just you know, drudging through her game plan and like what she's thinking and how she's feeling about the game. Those have been really exciting and enjoyable, and I think they're telling me that like she has a potential to do really well in this game. But yes, she
Mhm.
won HOH, and immediately she created three alliances. I would call them. First, it's not an official alliance, but the Icons Alliance. Her, Angela, and Devons are very tight. very close. They are the insular of everything that they are doing, um, except for this, honestly, because Angela was not included, which probably led to or probably contributed to some of Angela's dislike for a certain redheaded woman. But that's a
Well,
whole
she
nother
wasn't
story.
alone for what it's
Yeah,
worth.
no, I didn't grab a picture of that, but we will talk about that. That was one of my notes. Was that
Tell you that half of the people on this photo aren't a big fan of her.
yeah. Um, but immediately, Dee and Devons join up with Haley, Chuck, and Kamu to create the Red Corner, which essentially a fake alliance, but also not. Like it's an interesting kind of situation because it pretty quickly became a real alliance because they needed them
Yeah,
to be more than just like, oh, they're also here. They've pretty immediately become important network, so to speak. But yeah, so Haley, Chuck, and Kamu are three players who are pretty inseparable at the moment, especially Chuck and Haley, and then Kamu and Haley, and then Kamu and Chuck are pretty cool. But so they're all very like insular together, and they rope in D, and D says she's hesitant to rope in Devons, but then brings in Devons. Very smart move on day two to be like, yeah, I don't know
yeah,
about that guy when it's like, far and away her closest ally. Immediately clocking that and being like, I need to put up a bit of a front and be like, yeah, we gotta. I don't know about Devons, like, but not without being too like accusatory of him or anything that would set him up to look bad. Very very smart move there. So they created the right corner, semi fake alliance for D and Devons, but Haley, Chuck, and Camu are all in on it. However, the crossovers, which features D, Barrett, Drew, Angela, and Devons, is I went out of order. I don't know why. I think his hair and smile and sunglasses just kind of like drew attention. Um, but they created the crossovers, which is, as far as I could tell, like the truest alliance in the house currently. All five of
the
them
A
treat it
team.
as
This is the
their
A team.
yeah, all five of them treat it as their number one alliance, number one allegiance. There has been a little bit of drama here and there. I know like some of them have been a bit, questioning
Well,
Drew's
Angela is here.
allegiances. It is Angela, yes, it's mainly Angela. But even D was like, yeah, I don't know, Drew's kind of,
Mhm.
Devon's
And
trusts
then,
Drew a
like,
ton, but
so that was an interesting one because, like, they were really questioning Drew one night, and then the next day, like, Drew had reported back to them, like, everything that, like,
mhm,
Jason said, for example, which we'll talk about later, but, it was like he saved himself without knowing he had to save himself,
yeah,
which I find interesting, and the crossovers, I I am a live feed watcher at nighttime, like, when I'm going to sleep, and I'll read a lot of the stuff when I have the time, and
I
it
get the
pops up.
morning recaps usually.
Yeah, the recaps are usually the best bet, if I miss a day or whatever, um, but my main point here is, like, and we'll talk about this again more later, but this kinda seems like the main favoritism online to me are
Mm.
at least these 4, and then people are really coming around on Drew. As someone who was, like, very against Drew from the rip, uh,
I've liked the
he's
way he's
he
played the game so far.
yeah, he's played the game well. He's a lot more likable than he came off to be. So, it's an interesting spot for sure because I think that they have created themselves a really good crew here alone. But it's really funny because the other side, which is, like, the people that everyone dreaded D and Devon's working with, is, like, the most hated online. So, like, it's just a fascinating system we're in right now where usually you have your one side of favoritism, the other side of hated, and they're on opposing sides, but they're literally working together, and I think that's, like, such an interesting curveball to this season already.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like you're obviously referring to Red Corner here, right? So it's like people
The
just
trio specifically.
yeah, these the inner red corner, the inner circle, if you will. Everybody hates the inner circle, always have. But yeah, so like these three, I'm using my mouse. Nobody can see my mouse, but these three are very clearly like the least favorites, especially Haley and Camu. I feel like nobody gives a fuck about Chuck. Like Chuck's just
Um,
kind of there and just kind
no,
of
that's actually
lame.
not true. That's actually not true. The other day, I was reading a lot of people don't really care for Haley or Chuck. Some people do like Kamu.
Okay,
Are you talking about fans or in the house?
fans.
Okay, yeah, fans don't like Kamu. No one cares about Chuck. In the house,
In
though,
the
it's
house,
very
it's
different.
Haley and Chuck. Yeah, everybody's fine with
Yeah, which I
Camu,
find
which
fascinating.
I can get
Kamu's pretty charismatic.
the way that Camu's like presenting himself to the house. I think is generally like palatable. Like I think
Yeah,
you know we expect him to be a bit more of a annoying dude, bro. We expected all like him. I think Rome as well. Like we expect him to be a bit more of an annoying dude, bro.
dude, I go back and forth with
He's just
Rome
Rome. Like
every
I don't know, Rome's a
day.
different animal. We'll talk about him plenty a little bit later. Um, because he is an interesting cat. But I think Kamu's really like endeared himself to a lot of the cast, and I get it. Like
Yeah,
what I've seen from him, I understand why like they aren't
yeah,
immediately like,
me too.
Haley definitely is the most annoying of the three of them. Like
Oh yeah, and
I would have
everyone
the
hates her.
hardest time living with her. You know what I mean?
Everyone
Just on a functional level, I get it.
I saw so many people this week in that house so that say that they hate her.
Yeah.
Like one night Mallory wanted to make spaghetti because she couldn't eat it, for example. Like
Mhm.
Haley can't eat it because she was on slop. And like her and Barrett were gonna make it. And then like another day, like Angel's like, I hate her, and Dee's like, I hate her too. And it's like, huh? Like, I mean, she is very unlikable, so it's not really a shock to me at all. Like, I don't
She's
like her.
she's Crazy Eyes
Um,
Junior. You hear about that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That is what she's been called. So like it's fascinating to me to see how well these people are gonna work together, especially the red corner,
Mm,
because like I think Devins and D are just gonna keep using them because there's a point in this week, not to skip ahead, but I'm gonna skip ahead. Like when the switch of the vote was changing to Ashley because Ashley had pretty much ratted out the other side of the house.
yeah.
Like Devins and the crossovers, Devins D and the crossovers like convinced Camu that it was his idea to
I
like
did see
fix
that
the
shit was
vote,
insane.
to not be to not be split and to not show their side. And it's like these and all three of them fell for it. I mean, Chuck's like barely there, but like both Haley and Kamu run to like different places to talk about it. You know, like Kamu goes to Rome to talk about it, and Haley goes to D and Angela to tell them. And then like when she leaves, they're like, "Are you kidding me? Like, why is this so easy?" You know, it's like it's insane. Like they're getting played like fiddles,
We'll see,
and that's why this exists.
and we are kind of jumping around a bit, but I do think that
It's
one
impossible
is
not to.
pretty much true. Pretty much immediately, I think D and Devons clocked that Kamu and especially D clocked that Kamu and Haley are a bit controlling
Yeah.
of their position, and so they are much more comfortable. And by they I mean D and Devons are much more comfortable being like, "Hey, what do you want to do? Like tell me what your plan is. I'm thinking this, but and then they'll like it's very like 101, but they're doing a great job of kind of making it so that Kamu and Haley think they are in full control of their position and
Mhm.
of the house in general because D and Devons are in control of the house. um so yeah, I think that is a very like immediately interesting dynamic because Kamu and Haley are very clear, like easy targets, I guess you can say. Um, Especially Haley, because like I said, I think people like Kamu a bit more. Um, in the house. But yeah, so I think it's interesting. D has been playing dumb, which is another part of kind of her game so
Yeah,
far.
she has.
Is that she like just says she doesn't know a single thing about Big Brother. I think she might have said that she's never watched it before, which she's watched two full seasons. Um, and both of them were mastermind seasons. So
She's
I
also
wonder how she's
just a
gonna play.
gamer.
Yeah, like fundamentally she knows how shit works in these sorts of games. So people not
It
thinking, like, I think it was Taylor and Jason were like, I had to explain to her how the veto works. I was like, dude, she
right.
knows how the fucking veto works.
It's what
Like,
makes
let's
her
be
and
real.
Devin such a perfect tandem. Like, Devin even says, like, she's, way better at this than I am. And it's like, yeah, but, like, you guys work together well because, 1, they make good TV, but
Mhm.
2, it's like, to have the way they think combined, I think helps them both a lot.
Oh, 100%. I've come around on that a lot as well. I would say like yesterday, like I was reading more from the feeds and I watched the live episode obviously. Um I think a few days ago I was looking at Devon's as like clearly, you know, like D's kind of like, not sidekick, but I think Devon's was clearly, is clearly a weaker Big Brother player than D is. Like he hasn't acclimated immediately. Even Julie Chen, like in an interview, said that like she doesn't think Devon's is acclimated quick in this game compared to Survivor. Um, but I think I've been kind of just watching how he's been moving, and I think that's kind of part of it. I think he's playing into the like the Captain Will of last year, right? Where it's like
Yeah,
you just like the guy. Like you
right.
just like that's what's necessary right now, and he is a cerebral player, and that will come into play when it's necessary. But this first week has been a lot of D being the heavy hitter, the heavy lifter, um, being very secretive and smart about things, and Devon's has been a
And to
bit
be
more,
fair, she's
you know,
awesome.
yeah,
Like,
she's awesome, and also was
like
HOH.
like she has so the big difference here is she won
She
Survivor.
won. Yeah.
Like she won Survivor. She almost got to the final of the challenge. She's been on Survivor again. Like she I don't like it's not really that shocking when you think about it.
No, and even the challenge when she lost, saw this in an interview the other day. When she lost, it was like after she realized how close Survivor 50 was and how
Yeah.
little time she had to like prepare for it. So
Yeah.
she said that she was a bit in her head
Right,
by
right, right.
near the end of the challenge because she's like, I gotta fucking prepare for Survivor again. So she
Yeah, it's
was
a
like,
lot.
she was like kind of in her head for that. So um obviously not giving her an excuse, but like that, like she is an even better player than it shows on paper, and she won Survivor, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of insane. But um, back
This
to
week
the
wasn't all about D.
no, I agree, but
It was,
I've
but
been
we can act like it wasn't.
I've been very interested in what Devins has been doing, and at first I was like, I don't know how well he'll do in the long run, but I'm still I'm back and forth on him. Obviously, I picked him for my team, so I want him to do well, but
I enjoy him.
I do too.
That's my big thing. Like I have fun watching him when he's on. So
Yeah.
like I don't really have a problem and like if you stick around for the spoiler part, he's already like made this season way more entertaining by default.
Yeah,
So,
the
yeah.
one big development that's happened in the past 12 hours. Um, but yeah, and one other thing about Devon's real quick, since we're on the crossovers, is obviously the biggest thing of the week, pretty much, is the crossovers existence. Um, one more thing is that I'm actually with him on the argument he had with D over telling Drew and Angela about the red corner.
I agree.
I think he was smart to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
I think that's like the
I
best way to
understood
manage
both point of
Angela.
views,
Definitely. Yeah.
but I agree with what you're
I th-
saying
I
for
think
sure.
I think him going to Angela and being like, "Yo, this is," especially Angela. Drew was another thing. It's like I think he trusts Drew, so it's like
Yeah.
him telling Drew is good for his game more
Right,
so than
right,
it
right.
was good for D's game. But they're playing individual games, so like yeah, like him telling Drew could have been bad for D, but him telling Drew was good for him because he trusts Drew more than I think Angela or D does. But I think fundamentally, like telling Angela was the smartest move because like he said, if Angela found out any other way,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
they would never fucking speak again. You know what I mean? Like they would be
Yeah.
cooked. And I can't even blame her because like that's very, like I get why she would be feel betrayed because they are the icons. They all automatically have a separation. Um they were immediately allies. So them not telling her about the red corner would have been a bad move in my opinion. So I'm with Devins on that. But we should get into the rest of the week. D nominated Mallory, Yash, and Taylor. one from each team in the HOH competition. Talked about last week that first week you're always looking for something. You know what I mean? You're
Mhm.
always looking for some reason to put somebody up. And I think Dee did a great job of just being like defaulting to this. Um, I also think that her initial nominations were smart because her initial two targets were Mallory and Yash. And I think either of them would have been a good target for her to send home because not only are they clearly on the other side of not even of the house, but just like they're clearly not her people. They are smart people in Mallory's case especially, and they are strong people. They're good competitors, all that. So I think her looking to Yasha Mallory and being like, okay, these two, not only would it not be much blood on my hands, it would also be, you know, it would be it wouldn't be good for anybody else but
Right.
her and her team, right? And I think that might be where my biggest, not even criticism of D, but my biggest like of the week comes in is that like her two targets initially were these like smart targets because not very consequential, not like, oh, it's not like she put up fucking, Rome and well, she couldn't have put up Rome. But like Rome and Jason or Lyric or anybody that's like super well connected to the point where like everybody will go to bat for them. Um,
Right.
it was a smart first week in my opinion. I don't know how did you feel about the initial noms?
Well, I will say that I was really sad watching Mallory cry.
Yeah,
That was, like, really depressing on the, Sunday show. I was like, "Man, I feel bad." Like, you just kinda feel bad for her. That being said, like, I think all things considered, like, it made sense, like, again, like you said, you're trying to find something that you can kind of lean on in that first week to make things easier, and I think they did a good job, or she did a good job at that. Um, the problem is also week 1, I feel like you never really have a target, like, yeah, I guess, like, I'm fine with either of these 2 leaving, but you don't really have a full target, in my
yeah,
opinion. It's like, well, let's just see, like, how the week plays out. Let's see how it works when they put them up. But overall, like, to me, I think that Dee did a good job. Ultimately, like, who went home isn't the biggest accomplishment, um,
yeah,
but at the same time, it's like it ended up being one because of the way she worked, and not Dee, Ashley. So, like, it's a really weird situation, because of how it all went, but I think to me, moving forward, like, I don't think this set them up like you would have wanted, but if you
no,
keep winning, it doesn't matter,
this is true. Um,
and I think that'll be a big part of, like, how this goes forward. It's like, once the other side wins, then it's gonna be big trouble, but until then, it's like, we will see, and listen,
yeah,
I think Rome's a hell of a player in terms of, like, he could probably compete to win something like that, but we'll see.
yeah, I agree. So those are the noms. Uh, m- Jumping ahead a little bit, Mallory does win the veto that is thematically a fascinating one. If you see this picture,
We got
I
Howie and Doctor Will, that's what it's all
yeah,
about.
shouts out Big Man Howie. Also hilarious that Angela within the first 5 days was like, "Yeah, I was grinding up on Howie," and then Howie shows up. Like that's great. I
They're
love
like,
that.
and then he's here. Like,
Yeah,
so when we did this, like, when the time capsule idea, whatever, the time jump, whatever, I'm happy that it's already included returning house guests from
yeah.
times of old because, like, I was scared they weren't gonna do that, and
They
that would've been
probably saw that
super
like
lame.
everyone was so excited to see Eric, like Eric Stein, just as the one.
Yeah.
Like it was so inconsequential, but it's like, oh shit, Eric's here. That's dope. Like because
The
everybody
thing
likes
is,
Eric.
like, you don't have to bring them back to compete necessarily. People just wanna see the old players.
Yeah,
It's
especially the ones
it's
that
really
are
easy.
fun and charismatic, and you don't see a lot. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to see Kevin Jordan
Absolutely.
again. You know what I mean? Like I
No,
don't.
no,
But
no, no. I
like
mean, you
give
saw
me an
them for,
Eric,
like,
give
a
me a
good
Jen,
decade there
give me
too,
a
like
those are both 8,
they
but give me people.
they literally showed them for a decade, you know? I
Correct.
will unfortunately for everyone that doesn't like it, I will never get sick of seeing Doctor Will because,
Oh, me neither. I
you know,
adore
like,
Doctor Will. It's great.
he always does the gimmick too. It's never like just he's never just Doctor Will, you know? It's
No,
like
he's he's a showman, man. I fucking love
he
Doctor Will.
is, and I love that
Uh,
they showed, like, the old clips too, like, things like that,
yes,
and we'll talk about the time capsule, I'm sure,
yes, we will.
but the fact that it's all, like, old punishments and old powers, I was like, "Hell yes. That's
I think
exactly what I wanna hear."
that's specifically like yeah, like if you're gonna do a punishment power thing, that's you have 27 seasons to pick from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we've talked
Mhm.
about a bunch. Make somebody eat peanut butter and jelly for a fucking week. Like who ca like it doesn't matter.
It's
Who cares?
true,
That's a fun like not fun for
unless they have
them,
a peanut
but
allergy.
sure, of course. But like that's fun. Like that's something interesting. But we'll talk about that
Right.
a little bit later. Yeah, Mallory won the veto, and to be fair
Very
to
happy for her.
likewise, but to be fair to the rules she set for herself, Ashley was put in as the replacement nominee by D because she was on the fourth team, which did not compete. It was her and Barrett, and obviously D was not going to pick Barrett. So she puts up Ashley in her place with the primary target being Yash. The primary target of the house being Yash, really. Um, People were kind of defaulting to like, okay, if it's Ashley Taylor, then Ashley probably goes, but like whatever. Um, they were kind of back and forth on Ashley versus Taylor, but if Yash was up there, Yash was going to go home until
Moron.
Miss Ashley, Barstool Sports Zone, Ashley.
Yeah. Fits.
Ah,
Um, she couldn't have played the week any worse.
correct.
Fundamentally, one of the worst weeks in Big Brother history by a contestant ever. So not only does she lose the chance to earn protection because
Hmm.
she can't count,
Hmm.
but then she doesn't compete for the veto or anything. And then when she's like, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna put you up, but you'll be fine. You know, like you're here to be fine. Um, worst comes to worst, we may have to vote you out, but you have the numbers." And then she goes and uses those numbers and names names
All of the
to
names.
split the house in half, not knowing, like she's just doing it, to then get herself voted out because they're like, well, we're not going to save her now. We can't show that there's two sides. So she ends up walking out the house without she competed in one competition.
Yeah, Ashley.
Like
It was okay. So I am in slight defense of Ashley for a couple reasons, but
you're wrong.
fundamentally terrible play. Just like overall, complete overextension. Feel like she doesn't understand how like the game worked. Um, because like not only did she name names, but she was very us versus them about it when nobody is us. Like there's no
No.
us yet. And so it's like you like her perspective of the house was just completely off, and I don't even know if she was like looking at the house truthfully. Like if she was looking at like how the game was being played around her. um because yeah, I mean, like what, she needed one extra vote. She needed Melody's vote, so she went to Melody and said that all of these people are voting to keep me. um and then Melody pretty much immediately went and told everybody that there's that side of the house that's voting to keep her. um
Oh my
and
god.
Ashley continuously referred to it as this side of the house, that side of the house, which had not been done yet because it's week one and they like nobody was trying to do that yet. Like they were trying to be a bit more, you know, coy about it. And even I think Haley mentioned that she's like, don't you think that Taylor's tried to come to me and talk to me about keeping her? Yash has come to me and talk about keeping him. Like they both were very particular about how they talked about it and about how like, yeah, I think I can move the house like this, I could do that without being like, yeah, Rome's voting for me, Lala's voting for me, all these people are voting for me. If you don't vote for me, you're against them. It's like, what are you talking
Right.
about? They're, don't us versus them when you're not in us, right? Like that was very frustrating. And I cannot blame Drew for being like, bro, this bitch needs to go.
Yeah,
Like
like
he was, it was the middle of the night. He's like, we that was we cannot risk this happening again. Like he was,
correct
dead
take.
set. Yeah, I think that was fair. Like I completely get it. Um, and inevitably, Yash wins the blockbuster, and Ashley
Shocked.
is then um evicted 14-0. I will say the competition. I thought it was Devon's too. Taylor still would have won, but I thought it was also Devon's, so I can't blame him. I was counting. I like counting. I like doing the memory competitions with them. I thought it was Devon's as well. So I can't blame her for being wrong because I was
I
also wrong.
don't like
But
Yash, by the way. Just want that
yeah,
to
me
be
neither.
known.
Um,
I think the some of these players are like way too cocky for not doing much, by the way.
yeah, uh, yeah. I don't know about the and the thing about him is that it's like he's probably going to stay around for a while now because
Oh yeah.
like nobody's going to think of him.
Both Yash and Taylor are gonna be chilling for a little bit.
Yeah, so that's kind of like my takeaway, like my negative for D for the week is that like if she was able to get Yash out, I think it would have been a success. But the blockbuster obviously blocked that. If she got Mallory out, I think it would have been at least a bit more of a success. Um, Not even because if she lost the veto, I don't think anybody would have seen her as a threat. But her
Right.
killing it in the veto, like completely decimating everybody else, I think pretty much was like, okay, so she clearly can play. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's like I think that's the one real downside to Dee's game is that like she walked away from this HOH uh essentially, even. Like she broke even. She didn't get too much blood on her hands. Nobody really like hates her because of the HOH, the way she played HOH, but she didn't help her game at all because
Mm,
like Ashley would have been her loyal subject if she wanted her to be. She just couldn't keep her mouth shut. Um, but I do think that could have been corrected, and you could have kept a number for your team, right? Like because if Ashley stayed, she would not go to the other side. You know what I mean? Like she would be indebted to the people who kept her because she has no room to not be, right? Um,
right.
so I do think there's that part of it with Ashley. I don't think it was the smartest decision for everybody for her to go, but I think that just trying to keep things kind of cool, trying to keep things from blowing up, keep D from having to break a tiebreaker. I get why they decided to evict her.
I do too. I mean, I you gotta get rid of her the moment she spoils like everything. Like you can't reward her for that because now she's
Sure.
a liability. She became a liability in an instant. Like they wanted her to stay. They wanted to have her as a number, and she said, "I'm going to ruin all that," and that's that. Like that
And
is
I think arguably the worst part.
boneheadedness.
I think arguably the worst part is that she got interviewed by Julie and didn't know. Like she's like, "What do you think went wrong?" She's like, "I don't know. I guess they just changed their minds." Haley yelled at her and told her why everybody's not happy with her.
Yeah, no one likes Haley. That's the problem.
True. But still, like Haley straight up was like, "Why would you do that?" Now nobody feels
Yeah,
they can
she did
trust you.
do that.
And Ashley's like, "I don't know why nobody felt they could trust me." It's like, well, because
Yeah, yeah.
girl, come on now.
She
Like,
was she wasn't no, she just wasn't good. Like she just wasn't good, man. She was not she was there to eat the cheeseburger and move on.
yeah. Did you know? I told you this last night we were talking. Um, or maybe I told my mom. She also never had a peanut butter and jelly until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, you told me that, which is
Yeah,
absurd.
because again, she was the
Absurd.
bar stool. She was like in their skits or something. Um,
Uh-huh.
no offense to her or anybody at bar stool. If you want to give me a job, I would love that. But that does not say much about her smarts. No offense. Um,
No.
It's
Yep.
not a great indicator. All love though. All love.
Oh,
Couple other things.
she seems
She
like a
seems like
great
a lovely
person and all
person.
that, but
Yeah.
yeah, this no, you know,
Um,
tough.
yeah. Otherwise, there are a few things that I kind of wanted to talk about that happened throughout the week, either on the live feeds or on the shows. I think the shows kind of covered a lot of it. I will say, like, I don't have a picture for it, but like we were talking about, Haley seems to just get on everybody's nerves, which feels like a an interesting,
I
thing
agree.
that will come up in the next few weeks because, like I wonder how this house will kind of work because when somebody like like a Taylor wins, is she going to be like, okay, who is the biggest threat to my game, or is she going to be like, bro, fuck Haley, she's
Right,
not good for my game, but also she sucks ass and I want her gone. Like who will like how where's the some players are going to play like that. Some players are going to be like, I don't like you, leave. And some
right,
players
right,
will
right.
be like, okay, I might not like her, but she's there's a means to an end here. Like we need to keep her for this, that, or the other. I always talk about like Tucker and Lisa, where it's like there was no reason. Like she didn't hurt his game at all. There was nothing wrong with Lisa in regards to like how he was playing his game, but Tucker just
Yep.
couldn't stand her. He was campaigning to get her the fuck out. I think that was really like funny in a way. It's like, yeah, like sometimes you just can't stand living with somebody and you want them gone. So we'll see with Haley kind of how that develops next few weeks. But this was something that I thought was really interesting. A lot of people were talking about it online. Jason, first episode was kind of starting to tear up to Angela about being around a lot of straight people, which him being from West Hollywood, he says doesn't happen much, which makes sense, West Hollywood. But he brought that up, and Angela's like, man, I've got a gay son, and so, you know, I'll be here for you. I'll be like your mom away from home sort of thing, and he seemingly appreciated that, and then a few days later, he started crying about his mom who'd passed away to Angela, and Angela once again consoled him and helped him out, and like hugged him and everything. And then she walked away, patted him on the back, walk away, stops crying, starts maniacally laughing in the camera, and is like, "I've got her tied around my finger." Which, hey, do what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Do what you're gonna do. However, what I don't think was smart was what he did next. He immediately, like same night, I don't know, same night or like within the next 24 hours, went to Drew and Melody, who they are a trio called the Court Jesters. Like the name, I don't think it has much much longevity. Uh, Goes to them and gloats about
Mm,
how he is making Angela feel indebted to him by being emotional and fake crying to her about his dead mom. Um, and it's the gloating that I find to be poor, right? I find that to be like the bad move because it's like you can be a bad person and it's like, but I gotta respect it. It's a game move, like okay, but
yeah,
he nullified the game move by being
yeah.
like, yeah, I'm a manipulative liar. Did you see that? I just did that. That was so cool, wasn't it? It's like, no, you that you just shot yourself in the foot. It's like you did this mean thing for no upside. Like there's no point to it
No.
now because like why would you go even if you trust Drew and Melody, why would you say it on day 6?
Why would you
Like that's
share that
insane.
information at all? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
that is DR only.
Exactly. Like I don't know, that was just so insane to me that like I mean oh who was it, Matt, who had the quote unquote dying wife
Yeah,
from back in the day? Like, yeah, like he had a quote dying wife that he revealed in the jury house wasn't dying, and everybody was pissed at him. But he already lost, so he was like, "Hey, what's the point?"
right.
Like, like whatever. Like that's fine. It's immoral, maybe. It's might be a tad bit unethical, but whatever. Like it's okay. Like if you're going to be a bad person, do bad things. It's Big Brother. It happens. But my thing was that he sh- he could have had like that could have been a move if he didn't immediately need to gloat about it. because obviously Drew pretty much immediately went to Angela and told her, clued her in, and Angela, to her credit, has been doing much better this season about kind of controlling herself and being a bit more leveled, a bit more measured in what
Mhm.
she does, which I respect and I appreciate, and I think is going to like I think Angela is a much stronger player already this year than she was a couple years
Oh,
ago, and
yeah.
she was a strong player in 26, even though like she was perpetually on the block. She knew how to get people to help her out and to feel bad for her, to pity her, and she knew how to win competitions. So like she was a good player then. I think she, first week has immediately gotten off to a much better start and is just operating at a higher level this time around. So like Jason getting on her bad side in that way, um, it's just really bad for his game. I just can't imagine like he has like he's a very easy pre-juror at this point, unfortunately,
Mhm.
because he's playing too hard. People don't really trust him. The people who do trust him, there are people who trust him, but like it's just like he's way too out in the open about it, about like him being a bit more manipulative, being calculated and all this. He's kind of
Yeah.
shown his cards a bit too much, and I think that you know I think telling Drew and Melody in the first like that was just such a bad choice.
He
But how are you
he
feeling?
went he went from early game favorite to this guy has no chance to
Yeah,
me. Like, I had thought, like, "Oh, he has a great shot in this to at least, like, be a really interesting player." I think he's still gonna be a really interesting player. I don't
yeah,
think he's gonna go this week or anything, but I mean, he could, I don't know, but I it was just, like, going the extra mile for no reason. Like, it is week 1, my guy, and, you just kinda punted it away. Like, you kinda were sitting pretty, you had the safety, and it's like, if you didn't have that safety, you might be gone right now. Like, if we're being honest, because there was a point there where the Angel was really upset. They're like, "Oh, we gotta get him out." And it's like, that's not where you needed to land so quickly, and yet you are here. Not good. Not good at
yeah.
all.
Um, yeah, it just it again, it just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. Sure, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I know.
I think it's great to have a villain. I just wanna say that.
Yeah,
I
like
think it's
I
great to
think
have
he
a
could.
villain.
It's fine to be an asshole. Like it's fine to
Like,
do mean things.
like, I
I
know
don't care.
Angela's friends and stuff are pissed, and a lot of people love Angela and stuff, so they're not happy about it, but it's
Hmm,
like, being a villain's whatever, like, it's just it's
just be
how the
good at
game
it.
works. Yeah, like, you had a moment and you said, "What if I threw it away?" It's like, "Why?"
I
I don't
oftentimes
get it.
I oftentimes find myself like in like watching like TV or movies or whatever or Big Brother even. Like I find myself being like, if you're gonna be a bad person, if you're gonna be a bad guy,
Yeah.
just just be better at it. Like do
Right, right,
better,
right.
be smarter about it. Like what are we doing here? Like, like so that's where I started to, like I think it was in poor taste because if you're gonna do that, you gotta be smart about it because
Yeah.
it is evil. You shouldn't just be doing it haphazardly and then telling everybody about it. I think that was really
Oh,
silly.
it's very evil. Like, yeah, it was lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy in terms of thought process. You went on your way to do it, and then it was like, you know,
Hmm.
I did that, and then it
Like almost
was
immediately too.
right,
Like
right,
if
right.
he if
Yeah,
he
I don't
waited
know.
a couple weeks and was like, "Yeah, I've been playing Angela like a fiddle," and they're like, "Oh my god, that's crazy!"
Like,
Like that would be one thing, but within like 48 hours is insane. I wasn't watching the feeds that day, so I don't like. It could have been literally a couple hours later, but like within a day or two is just so dumb.
yeah,
I don't know, but
yeah.
next little tidbit to mention is the worst friends a woman could have. Melody
Oh
and
my
Lyric
god.
immediately after Mallory starts tearing up at the nomination ceremony, Melody goes, "Fuck her." I don't fuck with her at all. And I was like, that's crazy. like yeah, like people might crying at the nomination ceremony, take it or leave it, it's whatever. Um, but holy shit, Melody was ruthless.
This
Um,
was actually my least favorite part of the week. I didn't even mind um I didn't even mind like the Jason thing as much as other people. This though,
yeah,
this was like awful
yeah. I
to
think
me.
what really sold me on like, damn, she's cruel was her and Drew talking in the bathroom. Obviously her and
Yeah.
Drew are close, and and you know, Drew's like, man, it sucked for Mallory, but she probably you know, shouldn't have cried that much at the nomination ceremony. And Melody's like, yeah, I need to not be there. And Drew's like, what do you mean? She's like, I don't know about Mallory. He's like, you're jumping ship already? And she goes,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
Drew's
D
like,
clocked it too. D was
yeah,
like, So you want me to well, D was hilarious. She's like, "So clearly you work very close to her. Maybe you still are, and you're trying to say like you're not. But either way, either you're not loyal or you are close to her, and I might still put
yeah.
you up." And it's like just a bad like I know they're like 2 days into this, but like
Mhm.
here's my problem with it. That other girl right over there, Lyric, who also was like, "It's only been a few days." Um Miss Showmance,
Oh,
um
we got that one.
I
We'll talk about that in a minute.
yeah, like, we could just she like, those 2 have already said "I love you" to one another.
Dude, I wrote in my note, Roman Lyric might as well be married at this point, I guess.
Dude, it's crazy, and also, like, I don't need like, we are wasting precious minutes on the actual TV show with these 2. They don't actually do anything. We don't need to see them. I'm sorry.
I think we
Like,
saw them
Rome
first
does
day.
more like
I think the first episode that they covered them where like
that's fine.
what was it? Yash being like, these
Yeah,
motherfuckers macking right next to me.
right.
This is annoying. Like
Like,
that's
that was
fine. Like
fine,
we get it.
but on the was it the Thursday or Wednesday episode, they're, like, showing it again. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, Rome had interesting conversations throughout the week that just weren't shown. Lyric, I don't think's really playing, if we're being honest. Like, she is
No.
I think she already said, like, if they got to the end, she would just give up the win to Rome, and I was like, "Alright. Alright.
Get
I've
her
had enough."
out. Get her the
Like,
fuck out of
I've
here.
had
Like
enough.
that's crazy. Cause like Rome Rome, I give partially the benefit of the doubt because he said that he's like it sucks that there's a game going on because I would really love to just like hang out with you, which is like it's lame and like shut up, but he is playing the game.
Yeah,
Like he
he's
does
playing
say
it way
that,
more than
and then
she is.
he's like okay, I'm gonna go do some work. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at least even if that's how he feels, he's still like and I mean Rome has the most sway over the house outside the icons. Like that's what I'm picking up.
He
Is
does.
that it's like Rome has an entire chain of command almost that he's very clearly has a lot of pull over. Um,
To be fair, he, like, called himself that recently, which isn't great.
oh yeah, the Roman Empire, right? The Rome
Yeah,
Empire,
something like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I think Julie said that, but that's a bar. Um, but yeah, like he clearly has like a lot of sway, and he's using it. He's playing the game, not necessarily well, but he's playing the game. Lyric isn't, except for throwing Mallory under the bus for some fucking reason.
Oh,
like it's
I
week
know.
one, nobody cares that much. Like D was like, yeah, I mean, I don't really care if Mallory goes. I'm not particularly fond of her. She can get evicted. It's fine. Um, but it's not like D's like, oh, I hate her, and if you don't hate her, I hate you. Like they did not have to do this.
Nope.
And like I was saying with Drew, that it's like even Drew was like when you get asked, oh, you're turning heel, and then she goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Drew's like, oh, I, okay.
Uh-huh.
Clearly, I
Uh-huh.
shouldn't trust you because what the fuck? Like, who just does? It's day three. Like, nobody's mad at Mallory. Nobody gives that much of a fuck yet. Why are you getting so mad right now? Why are you betraying her so hard? Like that's insane. So yeah, Melody immediately uh to me, and I think to mostly TV viewers. But also I think the feeders, as I've seen, Melody is clearly not somebody who can be trusted. Um, and I think the house is beginning to see that. Although I also wonder if it will come back to bite her much, because I feel like we're going into uh, a bit more of a war than, like, oh, let's get rid of the people we don't really like, sort of thing. A lot of
Yeah.
years start with like, okay, let's get rid of some of the people we don't really aren't really fond of, don't really fit in, don't really like, you know, mesh with the house, and then they start really playing the game. Uh,
Mhm.
I have a feeling we're skipping that point altogether, and we'll get to that in the spoiler section. That I think we're kind of skipping that, feeling out process this year, and that's interesting. But that does mean somebody like Melody could easily just kind of like, like get by with being like very clearly unloyal and untrustworthy and very quick to like throw people under the bus, as she has proven to be this week in in the house. Uh, Only other thing before the spoiler section, that like I said, they within 24 hours of meeting each other, they
Mm.
like were in love, and within a week they might as well be married. Um, and this is something that I find just fascinating, just because of the the look match. I guess I don't know, just something about it is just like wild to me. These two lovebirds, not
They're
lovebirds,
not
but something,
lovebirds. It's
something.
something. Yeah.
I'm smelling something. That's all I'm saying. Just
I
a
think they're
just
just having a good time.
true, but like the small things, I'm always like, this is wild. And I love this in Big Brother. It's one of my favorite things. It's just like the like, I don't really care for showmances, but when two people are just like vaguely flirting, and it's like, y'all just lonely, or what's going on here? Like, I always find that the most interesting. I mean, I hated Vinny last year, but Vince and Morgan are like the obvious, where it's like that was a fascinating relationship, even though it wasn't a relationship. But
Yeah.
it was just kind of like, so what's happening here, y'all? Because D very clearly is fond of Barrett, and Barrett has literally like immediately was like, yeah, I've had a crush on D since I saw her on Survivor 45. Like, this is dope. Um, and I will say, at one point he said the funniest thing, where he was like, I'm flirting with D from Survivor, and Angela from Big Brother, my second favorite Big Brother player ever, is like a mother to me in this game. And I went
Yeah.
on a jog with Rick Devens.
Yeah, he's not living a
What
bad
the
life.
fuck?
He's not living a bad life.
Like that,
Yeah.
like, yeah, like that's insane. Like, go off, Cake. Like, that's dope.
So
Um,
so they did go to him. Someone did go up to D, like, "Are you guys, like, together?" I think it was Haley because she just doesn't know how to interact with
she
humans.
has no, yeah.
Um, and she's like, "No, we're just, like, having fun." And it's like, that's crazy. You, like, felt the need to ask that. It's
A
like,
bit
"Are
early, yeah.
you?" It's like, "Chill, dude."
Especially when you're, yeah, I don't know. That was Haley's just like that. But this is a very interesting dynamic that I'm quite fascinated by moving forward. Hasn't been brought up on the show yet, but
No, it will be eventually when they have
yeah,
some downtime.
yeah, because they always
It'll be
couple and
interesting to
shit.
see it. It
Interesting.
it will be interesting to see, like, how much that continues now that she's not HOH and doesn't have the big room and stuff.
True.
Again, it was D week, like,
It
it was
was
a
D-Week.
fun
Yeah.
week to enjoy that. But I good shout out to Barrett, I enjoy him. He's fun. He hasn't had to do much, but I think he's like, out of all the players in the house, he is sitting the prettiest.
Yeah, I
Literally.
on my team, I think Barrett is like the
Yeah.
person
But
I
before we get to
expect to go
spoilers,
pretty
we
well.
should do a team check-in here.
Yes.
Um, because boy, oh boy, is it tough.
Unfortunately, I did not create that thing I said I was going to create with
He'll
the
have it for next week, guaranteed. Scout's
yes,
honor.
the graphic.
But
Um,
I do have everyone's team here, so it's
Thank
okay.
you. Yep.
Dylan's teams, as drafted last week, was Devins, Jason, Barrett, Latrice, and the first eliminated Ashley.
I try
My
to have Chicago pride, man, and it fucking fails me.
my team is D, Angela, Taylor, Chuck, and Mallory.
That's a good team, all things considered. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Chuck on my team anymore, but yeah, yeah,
Um, were we gonna drop one, take one like the
yeah.
week
I
one?
was gonna offer the opportunity to you
I'm not
when
gonna
you
do it. I'm
lost
not gonna
someone.
drop Ashley because I think
No,
that
yeah, you're
goes
accepting.
against. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that goes
you're
against like the.
accepting that. So if
That's a
you would like
loss.
to, I would allow you to have because you lost someone, especially. I'd allow you to drop. This is the last time though. Like we can only drop now,
Yeah,
or forever hold your peace. Even though you lost someone, I would give you the first choice
it's very
because
difficult because like I feel like Jason and
everyone's in
Latrice
trouble. Oh,
immediately like week like from day one to day 10 or whatever it is now.
yeah.
I have so much less faith in both of them. I think Latrice is fine, but like I don't think she is
Yeah.
as cunning or eventually cutthroat as I
Right, right,
expected her to
right.
be. I don't think she has the killer instinct for Big Brother. Um and then Jason does, but he's he wants to kill in front of everybody else, and it's like,
I
dude,
think
keep that to
Jason's
yourself.
fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I want to drop?
You could also just not drop anyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Part of me wants to, and this is a crazy statement. I know you're gonna get a kick out of it. Part of me wants to drop Latrice for Rome
I
because
don't hate it. I don't hate
if
it.
Rome survives the next few weeks, I think
He's got a good chance.
I feel like he's like gonna be like a pillar
I don't hate
of
that at
team this
all.
year.
I don't hate that at all.
Um, and like I like Rome. Like I've come around on Rome.
I like
Like
Rome.
I like Drew now as well, but I don't think Drew's gonna do great. Like I think Drew might win like Ashley style from last year, like of the
Mhm,
judges, so to speak, where it's like, she was kind of like
mhm.
she was a good player, probably
Yeah,
like the fourth of five best in the group,
yeah.
and just kind of like outlasted the rest of them. That's the
Right.
best case scenario for Drew. Um, I think I'll stick to where I'm at. I'll stick to where I'm at. Uh,
That's crazy.
yeah,
You locked in though. You accepted your fate.
yeah,
This
I
is your
think I'm fine
team.
because like
I respect that. I respect that very much. I'm not gonna stay where I am though. I am getting rid of Chuck. I just he doesn't do anything, first of all. I haven't really enjoyed his game. I don't really enjoy who he decided to just set and forget it with, which is like the worst part. Like he literally was like, "All right, this is my crew. I'm not talking to anyone else."
yeah,
And like he is on the good side of the house or the bad side, however you look at it. But like the side that had power week one, he's on it. But again, he's just there. You
mhm,
know, to me, I need someone that's involved in the action. I just want to watch, like, if I'm going to watch the show, I want you to be on the screen, and he's not. Like on the eviction night, he was only on the screen to say goodbye to Ashley. That's all he did. That's all he did. Like, I don't like that type of player. So, admittedly, I'm between Rome and Drew. I have been between these two all week. I've been thinking about it, been talking about it. Rome was my main pick. But, and this is where we start the spoiler alert. You're in a
uh,
scary
uh,
situation.
uh, uh.
What?
There's a there's a thing I gotta pull up. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Oh, yes. Well, I can still say, like, if you're listening, the picture doesn't matter. You are listening to me. Yeah. Spoiler alert time
This
before
just
nominations
in.
ring. What? Oh,
Rick
yes.
Devens is the head of Household for week two.
Damn right he is. And he is doing things, doing big things. Um, so for those who don't know, we're gonna get into it real quick here because everything before nominations is fair game for our spoiler section, in my
Mm,
opinion.
yep.
So he won the HOH. He started off being like, I'm still gonna go to bed at 10 o'clock. I'm not doing the big HOH thing. I'm just here. And then shit hit the fan. Shit hit the fan, Dylan. I watch it at nighttime, but listen, I fall asleep because they're up at a different time. When I wake up at 7 a.m. and I see that they're still talking, I say to myself, huh? Who are these people? And then when I actually wake up fully and go back and read, oh my God. Oh my God. This the plan went from Devon's being like simple and just doing something very simple, very calm to Angela convincing him to do anything but that because our dear Rome, who we've been talking about, by the way, his name's Jack, for those wondering.
Really?
Yeah, I learned that on his on Wikipedia because I was trying to remember his name. But Rome went into Devon's because everyone got a one-on-one and said, "We're good if you protect Lyric and Jason. That like we're good." And I don't remember the exact thing. I wish I had it next to me, but like
I want to
actually,
say
I think
he offered up D and Barrett to Devon's.
yeah, he definitely offered up Barrett for sure.
He offered up D, and
Um,
everybody's like, "Why the fuck would he do that?"
yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb. Um, so this is from at Tombs BB underscore. This is a good account on Twitter if you're ever interested. This is what happened. Rome asked Devons not to nominate himself, Lyric, or Jason, and they'd still be good. So Devons was just going to put up Melody, Lala, and Mallory. But Angela stormed onto the scene to activate Chaos Devon. So now he wants to put up Melody, Jason, and Lyric and backdoor Rome. Devons cracked open a 4 a.m. beer and gathered everyone to tell them the plan. But when D went to wake up Barrett in the have not room, he wouldn't get up, and everyone else ended up getting up instead. So Rome was freaked out and either going to go upstairs and cause a scene or wait till they all came out. And now Angela went and got Barrett up. So what proceeded was everyone's in there. So you have the red corner in there, you have the crossovers in there.
Oh yeah.
They ultimately agree to become a brand new unified faction known as the Tool Shed. Take that for what you will, which is crazy, by the way, because I said this to you, and this is actually what I wanted to talk about the most today. Truthfully, like the first week was kind of gone from my brain, but like this is the most fascinating alliance I've seen in Big Brother in a long time. And it's also a big reason why the dominant alliance very rarely sticks because people are either dumb or hate each other very quickly these days, which is great. It causes great TV. But I've never seen a group have maybe the top 3, 4 favorites,
Yeah. Give or take Barrett.
simply talking, base it off of Twitter, right? So
Mhm.
Devins, Angela, D, Barrett, and people are really starting to warm up to Drew, right?
Yeah.
Team up with like the 3 least favorite people of
Yeah.
fans. That is what
3
the
people
tool
who
shed is.
nobody's warmed up to,
Right. No one has
online.
warmed up to any one of them. That is what the tool shed is. And I think it's beyond fascinating to see how this goes because we know that almost all of them hate Haley to begin with.
Yeah.
They don't really like Chuck either, poor guy. They kind of like Kamu. Like he seems to be the one that talks to them the most.
Yeah.
Um, like has actual conversations. Haley's always like kind of like just going. And like I said, I don't really think Chuck ever talks. But like that is what has been created. And ultimately, so they're talking in the room, right? And Rome is sitting at the door. He rings the bell twice. There is a video online if you want to go find and treat yourself to some entertainment where they all just silent. They're just sitting silent in the room while he's waiting at the door. And I'm like, this is kind of mean, kind of hilarious. Like, that's insane. It's insane. And then when they are done talking, Jason, Lyric, and Rome are all in the kitchen because Rome had finally given up. And they all walk out at the same time just to
And
like show what's
Angela,
happened. Angela said the most
fucking
insane thing.
Angela. Oh, I love that woman. She goes, "Big day tomorrow,
Oh my god, dude. Like this is Big Brother though, man. Like
huh?"
this is everything you could ask for. Rick Devens won HOH. They said, I'm gonna go pretty easy. Angela said, fuck no, you're not. And then
You're Rick
boom.
fucking Devens.
And then he said, and then he had the quote of the night though. He said, what was the exact quote you had it earlier?
Oh, he said, "I don't." They might not say I play a good game, but I am playing the damn game.
It's so true though. He chaos ensues. Like this is absolutely insane, absolutely crazy. And listen, this is all for me to say. I'm dropping Chuck. I'm picking up Rome. Let's get crazy.
There you go.
Just
My
I should take Drew, by the way. I think he's gonna be fine for a long time.
See,
But
that's the thing. I think
I
I think
like
Rome.
Rome.
We could be talking next week, and Rome is gone. You know what I mean?
I
But I also
know, but
don't. I don't
listen,
know if that's true though, because
he now
like what?
knows though. He's aware. So like he realized today he's the back door. Like he's not gonna get nominated probably first thing. Like he had that realization
Yeah.
earlier today. I don't know if that works out, but the blockbuster exists. So as long as that exists, someone like Rome has a shot, you know?
Well, because they control the vote here. Yeah, because it's seven, 7 to evict
Yeah.
plus. Yeah, it would be 7 to evict. So, or no, it would be 8 to. No, 7 to evict.
Well,
Yeah. So
either way, Jason or Lyric or anyone that's going to
someone
vote
else.
for Rome is going to be next to him.
Yeah. So yeah, like they have 7 to evict. So they could, if the blockbuster doesn't save Rome, Rome could be gone next time we talk. Like that's the risk you're taking. Um,
Can I just take Drew?
if you take Drew, I'm taking Rome.
I thought you you know what? You take Rome.
I'll
I'm going to
take
let you
Rome.
be bold.
I'll take
I'll,
Rome.
all
Two
right.
two for two would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be that's why
Yeah,
I'm giving it to you. I'll take
I'm
Drew.
gonna
You're
I'm gonna
taking
drop
Rome.
I'm gonna drop Lala. Unfortunately, I because yeah, I feel like one of Jason or Rome is going to come out of this week strong,
I agree. And why, if you're
and
you,
I
why
think the
not
other
just
one's
bank
probably going
on
home.
them both? Why not just bank on one of them? You know, like have them both. I think Rome and Drew are the obvious people to be picked up.
Yeah,
You know, if I didn't like despise kind of Kamu, like I think he's actually a good pickup too because he's actually
he's a
sitting
fine
really
player.
pretty.
Yeah,
But I think he's
he's a solid player.
bound to fuck up soon. He's one of those guys where it's like a ticking time bomb type feel
Yeah,
where it's like I just feel like something's gonna happen. Like this tool shed group, I don't think is gonna last. Like
I mean,
eventually they're gonna be
8 people
sick of
groups
Haley.
basically never do. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
Um, eight's a hard number to maintain. I will
isn't it
say though,
7?
no, it's 8 because
Oh,
yeah, it's
I
8
can't
people here.
count. It's
Yeah,
right here in front of
Devon's
me.
is HOH though, so he can't
Yeah,
vote.
yeah, that's
But
where you threw me off when you said 7
um,
earlier. Yeah, right,
but
right.
I will say that this is where I think D's HOH looks a bit worse in hindsight
Yes.
because she was not voting against the tool shed. Like
No.
she would be so easy to be like their perpetual pawn. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? Because 8
Oh
people's
yeah.
hard to maintain, right? This is going to be hard to maintain, especially if they last for longer than like a week. Um, it's hard to maintain without putting anybody up as a pawn. And I don't think any of these fuckers want to be put up as a pawn. Nobody really wants to be put up as a pawn, but none of these people look like you know what I mean. Like none of them play. Maybe Chuck. Chuck would be fine being a pawn. Maybe not fine with it, but like you could
Right.
pawn him. The point being is that Ashley would not inherently be a number for the Rome Empire, whereas I think Taylor very easily can be, and I think Yash is. You know what I mean? So it's like obviously like so that's why I'm kind of like I think them turning their attention to Ashley was probably not the best idea because I think even Taylor will probably I haven't heard much about Taylor on live feeds and what she's planning, like what she's doing behind the scenes. I know she's close with Jason, um, and I believe she's close with Lala. So like that leads me to believe she'd be, pretty firmly Team Rome type.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm like, you probably should have gotten rid of Taylor over Ashley. In
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sense, considering that Devins literally intends to say, "This is a split house, and everybody not on my side should perish." Like that's what he plans to say. Like
I think
that's the method for the week of that as
I
of middle of
yes,
the night last night.
but I do think Taylor's not someone that's gonna hurt them that much.
Sure, sure.
Yet. Like, she seems pretty, like, grounded in a good way.
I think she
That
could
makes
convince
sense?
them that she's not against them. That she's
Yeah,
not like
like, I
this,
think
like
she's good in that.
you
But
know.
listen, we're locked in for a good time. I think, Sunday's edit's gonna be incredible. Um,
I'm really excited for just this season. I think this season's
I
starting
am
off a lot
too.
better than it did last year for me because I just did not like the start of last season.
Yeah. A lot of
Outside of
people
Rachel, I was kind of like, eh.
you're seeing, like, the Ashley like, a lot of the people that are watching for the first time on live feeds, like Ashley and for example, like, "Oh, no, it's gonna be the big dominating group," and I'm like, "I don't know, guys, like, your season kinda stunk last year." Like, you guys were the big dominating group at one point or had
I,
the big dominating group
not to, because not to be not to be a hot take merchant, but I think people over hate on the
the big
idea
group.
of a big group
I
of a
do too.
big group. I think that like big
I
groups
think
can
because
be
they
lame.
happened for so long.
Fundamentally, yes, and they often are pretty lame. Like like that's fair. But like you can't play the game with three people. It's impossible. Like maybe not impossible, but in this day and age, in this meta, like it's not very possible to not try to at least build more than a three-person group or a
Right.
four-person group. Early on, especially. Like that's just nature. The house is going to split. I mean, look at fucking season 6, right? Season 6, one of the most beloved seasons of all time. That was two big groups who hated each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It was 6 on
Exactly.
7, 6 on 6. I
That
forget
was
how many
great.
people were in the friendship. But like that's big groups. Anything over 5 is a big group in my opinion. Uh but like that's natural. And that's one of the most famous like coolest, faction wars in the
Yeah.
show's history. Like
I actually
you
think both
aren't going
sides are
to
interesting faction wars if it works out.
I do too. Like that's the thing. Like I don't think that like I don't understand how a in this day and age you can even like really do Big Brother without a big faction forming. You just gotta hope that like it doesn't dominate. Sure, like fair. Like yeah, we don't. I don't want fucking Kamu and Haley to be in jury. I don't care about Chuck. Chuck can. It's fine. Like,
You
but
just
like
need
I
yeah,
don't.
that's probably the problem with Chuck overall is that exact sentence you just said.
Yeah, it's like Chuck, you're
Um,
fine, but I don't.
like, yeah, like, I think to me, the idea of the big group became such a never-ending trend for a good 6, 7 years there, but it's kinda died off the last few years, in my opinion, like, just thinking
Mhm.
back to these seasons and how they've gone. Like, we've had so much craziness the past number of seasons that it's not a bad thing to have craziness because of groups like these. And again, you still have to remember we have players here that don't like each other within
and
this group.
and have their own allegiances within the group. Like it's not
Right,
like like and there's strong allegiances too. It's like it like
right. Like
I don't know. It's
the
just
red corner still doesn't love Barrett,
yeah.
like that's not they're just like those three are just here because like you have
They
to
fuck with
agree
D.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have to. Yeah,
exactly. Right, and Devins is the HOH. Like,
exactly.
if you give the HOH to Rome next week, he survives whatever, this all blows up. Like,
Yep.
like, he's gonna go probably for those 3, truthfully. I mean, if Devins throws him, he'll put Devins on there too. But, like, I think him and Kamu don't get along. He does not like Haley at all.
Yeah.
Shocker. Like, it's
Well,
an
didn't
interesting world.
she try to like? hit on him, and he's like, "Ah, no, I'm good."
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna assume things. Um,
Oh, that was pre. Yeah, that was pre live feeds. They were talking about that.
that well, we wouldn't
They
know.
alluded to that being a thing.
But either way, exciting season, exciting happenings already for start of week 2. I'm just having a good time. I'm having a good time. This was a good season so far to start. Hopefully it keeps its I just want it to keep its energy. That's my number one fear every year. Because the
Yeah,
long season, it's hard to keep an energy from start to finish. But if you have enough good players, like this game needs Rome to stick around. Needs Rome to stick around. There's no world if you're Big Brother, the people that run this game, there's no world you want him gone this week.
I think best case scenario was Lyric goes, and Rome
Abso-freaking-lutely for so many
Rome
different
gets
reasons.
so pissed that he like
Mhm.
locks the fuck in.
I like Rome a lot. The only reason I didn't take him is because
Hayden style.
he's in a best place. But like I like Rome a ton, which is really funny because again, last week Rome and Drew especially, I was like, no, 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 no. And within a week, they're like, oh yeah, these two guys are pretty
I
cool.
fuck with
You
Drew. I
know,
think Drew's funny. I think Drew's
Drew's a lot
funny
of
as hell.
fun. Drew
Yeah.
Drew actually. So I know you said like he may not do good. He's actually giving me like I don't want to say it too extreme because like that's not he's not that type of player, but he does have an Ian vibe to him
Yeah. I've seen a couple
of
people say that, and I could see it.
the rat type thing, respectfully,
Yeah.
the rat type thing. But like he's so perfectly playing this right now and seen as like the kid of the group. Like I could see it go pretty well for him. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the season. I'm excited to see how Rome wiggles through this. And I'm really happy to see how this is edited and put on TV.
Likewise. Yeah. I'm loving what we're getting so far. The time capsule thing, by the
Oh,
way.
and by the way,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry,
Very good.
you can finish with the time capsule thing, but I just reminded myself Angela's in this group.
Yes.
Something's gonna happen. The ticking time bomb is happening. Like we are seeing it in real time. Anyways, continue.
Angela is like the death of the big grouping in Big Brother. Like, not
Oh yeah.
literally the death, but like 26, the collective could have just killed everybody. Like, they could have just taken everybody out. Tucker would have been the only person who like fought back, and even that would be like, it probably wouldn't have lasted that long. And Angela was like, "Nah, I don't trust half these people. Fuck this." Like, so, like, yeah, I think Angela, uh, expecting her to be on good terms with an eight-person group for longer than a few weeks is insane. And we'll
Mhm.
see how that develops, especially with
I
Haley.
think she
Doesn't like Haley.
only likes yeah, like I think she only in terms of her loyalty is only to the icons.
Yeah, can't blame her.
And
I don't think that's
even then, this week she was like, "I really need D to not give up on me." It's like, I yeah, it's something's gonna happen. This group, I think, maybe lasts a week if we're being honest. We'll
yeah. I
see.
think I think next week will be when we see how that goes, but
A true
could
test,
be
yeah.
even sooner.
Mm,
But yeah, the time capsule, interesting thing. I did get spoiled on who the first person to get sent is. Not going to talk about it because it. But yeah, so a lot of stuff from the past, which I'm excited for. What's the one twist you hope they bring? The one like upgrade that you hope they bring back for someone, or
coup
punishment
d'etat.
for that matter? The coup d'état. That would be insane. Rick Devens with the fucking coup d'état. I would, I want them to bring coup d'état is like the obvious one. It's so much fun. I would like the diamond power veto, which is essentially coup d'état, but like not as
That's a
like
good
game
one.
breaking. You know what I
That's
mean?
a
Like
good
it's
one.
just
Yeah.
slightly less game breaking. I think the fact that like they haven't brought that back in so long, it's kind of wild. Um,
I just love the coup d'etat.
yeah,
Just to say it again on TV.
that would be like the most like in like crazy shit of all time. I also wouldn't be surprised if they saved it for the last one, so all the favorites don't get it.
America's player for a week would be a good punishment.
I would like America's Player for a week. That would be dope.
You lose your vote, essentially.
That would be dope, but it would ruin somebody's game depending on who gets it. Like
Well,
it
that's
could
why it's a punishment.
fuck you over.
That's why I said it's a punishment, not a power.
This is true. I would love that. But yeah,
It'll be interesting to
I'm
see how the because it's 6 times, right?
yes, first 6 weeks.
It'll be
First one
interesting to
just
see
got
the 6 that get to go in.
got dealt today,
Mhm.
but we will talk about
Yep.
that next week when we return for the week 2 review of Big Brother 28. Scotty, happy to have you here with me. Tell people where to find you and give us your closing remarks.
At Scott E Wrestling is the place, youtube.com/, at Scott E Wrestling if you're interested in any Joshi wrestling for some weird reason. Um, let's see. Any remarks? I'm just excited for the season. I'm excited to see where it goes. This was a lot of fun, and hopefully that the season keeps us going. You know, that's the problem I'll always have with Big Brother is it's so long. So like you're like by midway through the season, you're probably gonna forget that Ashley like destroyed herself on the way out type thing. You know, I was thinking about that the other day, and I hope that we continue to have staying power in moments like we've had even in the past 24 hours. So I'm hopeful, I'm confident, and let's keep the icons in here as long as possible because they are the entertainment.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there for sure. Um, you can find me on Twitter at xxichiban, 21 on the mic, number one in your heart. Find me on Substack, Right Dylan Right. I'm planning on writing something eventually, if this writer block ever ends. And you can find me elsewhere on my Twitter. I'll probably tweet about it because it's mainly wrestling, but we'll see, we'll see. Um, but that being said, um, which outro do I do for the show? Do I do the tell everybody
I don't remember.
You gotta tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your cousin, tell your cousin's best friend that you met when you were like, like 12, but only vaguely remember them. You know them by name, but don't really remember what they look like or anything like that. Tell everybody that you know that On the Block is the place to be every single Friday to listen to Big Brother 28 coverage from outside the Big Brother house about 2,000 miles away. I've been Dylan. This has been Scott. Thank you so, so much for watching. Bye bye.